What's up guys, WOOO here, back again with another Division 2 build video guys, and welcome back. And today's build is all about the sniper turret and how hard it can hit. Now I've been using this in legendary content, solo content, and of course heroic 4-player group play, and guys, it's fantastic. I know a lot of people now, they're using the assault turret and the striker drone combo because it is powerful. It is uber powerful in any content in the game. However, do not discount the power of the sniper turret. It is still a super duper skill variant that not many people use. I do a lot of PvE content and I do a lot of heroic missions, and I rarely see people use a sniper turret. Guys, after this video, hopefully you review your sniper turret and see how much damage you can output, because guys, it shreds. Now with this build guys, there's many ways you can twist and tweak it to your own personal preference, but take a look at this and hope you enjoy the build. Guys, as always, if you enjoyed this video, thumbs doodle. It helps me, the channel, the video, and of course it may get some traction in the old algorithms of YouTube. And then guys, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to drop the woo bomb on the sub button, ding the bell to be notified when I upload my shizzle. Guys, let's move this. Peeps, this is the build. Now, very simply guys, it is a 3-piece hardwired, 2-piece Hanu, 1-piece Wyvern web, which is perhaps the best way to run this setup. Now you could do guys, if you wanted to, go for 3-piece Murakami instead of 3-piece hardwired. That will get you 10% skill damage and the duration, but what you are missing out on is the extra 5% skill damage. My aim for this build is I want to hit as hard as possible, as often as possible. I feel that the 3-piece hardwired is beneficial for this setup. But guys, as always, and what I always say to everyone in the comments section, roll with whatever you feel is suitable to your build. That is key and essential moving forward. Just take this as a template, but guys, trust me, this setup is fantastic. I've been using this for weeks in PvE. This is kind of my go-to skill build. Whenever I'm testing builds out, I always go back to this after, and it just helps me rinse for as much content as quickly and efficiently as possible. So guys, I'm rolling with Technician Specialization. Why so WOOO? Simply because I want that 10% skill damage. Also, that extra 12% damage to skill proxies, and of course, those horrible, nasty, bloody disgusting doggos that need taking down very quickly. And of course you've got your EMP as well, and that also helps to just nullify the threat from the dogs. So guys, Technician is the way to go, in my opinion. And then we have guys, what you could do, you have that passive skill tier where you could roll an armor piece. That will make your build a little bit more tankier in PvE, dependent on your playstyle. But again, not essential, but can be quite useful on the build. Now, 0 defensive, 0 offensive, and 6 utility stats, 2 offensive mods, and they're both crit damage, 1 defensive attribute, and 9 guys skill utility attributes. Guys, let's go for the build. I'm rolling 3-piece hardwired, and that means the 2-piece gives me 15% skill haste, the 3-piece gives me 15% skill damage and 30% repair skills. Now, rolling with the 3-piece hardwired, I nearly said 3%, sorry, 3-piece hardwired, that will give you the optimal damage output. Again, you're missing out on a bit of duration, that's for sure. But again, if you want to hit hard pretty quickly, then this is perhaps the way to go. But again, of course, guys, it's your call. I've opted for the 3-piece hardwired, and again that nice 15% skill damage on the 3-piece is also very tasty to have. Now when you're rolling this guys, and if you're going to put this together, what you need to think about is what's going to hit hardest, what's going to cause the most carnage in any PvE environment, legendaries, heroic, etc, etc. It's all about skill damage. With my 2 skills, what will benefit these 2 skills, status effects, it's skill haste and skill damage. So that is key. It's optimum to get it on the build everywhere possible. 10% skill damage is max. That's what you need to really make this build shine. So skill damage, skill haste is the way to go. The second piece of hardwired is the holster. And again, guys, that is 10% skill damage. And the gloves, again, the last piece of hardwired is very simply 10% skill damage. Now we go to the knee pads, and these are my God Roll Wyvern Wear skill damage knee pads. You can see guys, skill haste, skill damage is exactly what you want on this build, because it will just elevate the damage of your turret and your striker drone. So guys, get it on, skill damage, skill haste. Now we look at the pieces with talents on them. So we're going to start with the Force Multiplier, which is the named Hanayu backpack, and that's skill haste and skill damage as the brand set attributes. And then on this piece, guys, it's explosive resistance, skill damage, and critical hit damage. In an ideal world and scenario, guys, I would love skill haste instead of explosive resistance, and again, more skill haste instead of critical hit damage. But it is what it is. It's Hanayu. You have to roll with a red offensive mod. This will perhaps change in the future. Now, I always enjoy rolling with this perfect combined arms. Shooting an enemy increases total skill damage by 30% for 3 seconds. Now, there are 2 ways, in my opinion, that you should roll with this build. The first way is this way. Get perfect combined arms on there. It's just going to, again, elevate your damage through the roof. If you are the type, a bit like me, who's a bit aggressive in their playstyle, that enjoys using their weapons as well, rather than sitting permafixed in cover, just using your skills. So it's imperative. Perfect combined arms if you are an aggressive skill builder. You like to get a bit up close and personal sometimes. I find perfect combined arms is much more value than the second choice, which is tech support. Tech support is a fantastic option because, again, a kill with a skill will grant you an extra 25% skill damage for 20 or 25 seconds, which is also great because you don't need to do anything. You let your skills do the work, which is also really, really good. With that, you are missing out on 5% damage, but again, if you do the math, depends on your playstyle what is more suitable for you. You want to stick in cover, tech support is perfect. Perfect combined arms is great for when you use your weapon as well at the same time. It's really, really handy. So guys, entirely up to you and your play preference. The chest piece is all about, again, Hanayu, skill haste, skill damage, and this talent. But also have skill haste, skill damage, and a critical damage offensive mod. Again, we know, guys, ideally we would like skill haste on here, but it's kinetic momentum. When in combat, each skill generates a stack while active or not on cooldown. Stacks increase your total skill damage by 1% and total skill repair by 2%, up to 15 stacks per skill, lost when on cooldown. Kinetic momentum is one of the best talents in the game. Now, you have, in my opinion, a few options what you can use on your build, depending on your playstyle yet again. Are you group play, you solo play, up to you. But Overwatch is a good talent. It's a really good talent for group play in legendary missions. It really is. You look at Glass Cannon. Glass Cannon, a really, really good talent, but guys, it does not suit my playstyle. I'm aggressive. I like to get up close and personal, and Glass Cannon, majority of the time, doesn't work for me. However, some players will find much use from Glass Cannon because of the eccentric damage output, which is crazy at times. So Glass Cannon is a really good option. But for me, I like kinetic momentum, the stacks that it provides. Again, utilising the striker drone and the sniper turret, you are dealing some nice damage, and this synergises perfectly with your primary weapon. Kinetic momentum, in my opinion, is perhaps the best all-round choice. Now, the weapons, it's all about the harmony, guys. That is the weapon you need on your build. If you cannot choose, you cannot find this godforsaken weapon, do not worry. Use an AR, use an SMG even, use a rifle, whatever suits your style, but make sure you have InSync as a talent. InSync is the best skill build talent in the game. InSync is great. Also fantastic for damage talents, or damage builds, or hybrid builds. InSync is fantastic. Harmony is not the greatest weapon to choose in terms of playstyle. Some people don't like this because, again, the slow RPM, and sometimes it just feel like very, very slow to get going. I like that. I like that style. Some people may not prefer that. So guys, if you in the no camp, then make sure you have a weapon with InSync on as a talent, because it will pay dividends if you have. In terms of mods, yeah, critical chance, rounds, and of course more crit damage. In terms of the talents on this guy, is perfectly in sync. Hitting an enemy grants 20% skill damage for 5 seconds. Using a skill or damaging an enemy with a skill grants 20% weapon damage for 5 seconds. Damage increases are double while both buffs are active at the same time. Keys to this, guys, is use 2 skills and 1 skill that is going to consistently pepper, or with a nuisance skill that will continually buff this talent. Striker drone is perfect. Assault turret is also perfect for this kind of talent. For me, I've opted for this striker drone. I love the striker drone. It's that, again, that fly on the wall that pisses off NPCs. Really useful in most situations. Now, in terms of my second weapon, it is the mechanical animal. Now, it is, again, personal preference. What you could go for, guys, is the Surge with Perfect Spike. That's a good option. And what I like with this, I love ARs. The AR is my favourite weapon archetype in the game. So what I like to do with this is, when enemies are low on health, low on armour, and you know you can take these down very quickly, what I would do is I would switch to my mechanical animal every 90 seconds to make sure, again, I take them down. That will ultimately proc future perfection. Weapon kills grant 1 skill tier for 19 seconds. Stacks up to 3 times. Weapon kills at skill tier 6 grants overcharge for 15 seconds. So every 90 seconds, guys, I will get overcharge if I need overcharge. That's how I utilise this build. Again, switch weapons, get to this bad boy, take an enemy down, and then you're going to get some elevated damage, which is always a good thing. As I said before, there are so many different options. That is ultimately up to your playstyle preference. For me, I've opted for this. In terms of mods, it is critical hit chance, rounds, critic chance, and of course more critical hit chance. Now, my sidearm, it depends on which mission I'm doing, depends on the directives. If I generally matchmake into an heroic mission that has all the directives active, I will use this, Maxim 9. Why WOO? And that's because Perfect Spike. Headshots grant 25% skill damage for 15 seconds. Again, when you have no ammo, this is a really good way to start the game because 25% skill damage is awesome. That is perfect for your striker turret, striker drone, or your sniper turret. Works, again, in tandem. I feel this is the best way to go. In terms of mods, very easy, just 11 rounds. Now the skills, guys, let's take a look at the skills. So the striker drone is, for me, one of the greatest skills in this game. It's fantastic. It is the nuisance, the pepper, what is really going to piss off any NPC, regardless of armor and variant. They're really, really strong. Striker drones are awesome. This is skill tier 6. It deals 80,000 damage as base. With this, guys, I can get this way above 150k, which is nice, which is a nice damage elevation. Worth checking out. I feel this is one of the best in the game. Mod-wise, duration, damage, and health. Now, my primary skill is all about the sniper turret. Now, that's, for me, I rarely used to use this. And then I tested this with the Oxidiser Hive, and it's fantastic. It really is. But you have to take a couple of things into consideration. Do you want to use the Oxidiser Hive? It will not offer you that extra damage. It will on your primary skill, but you're not going to have a secondary skill to boost that. And for me, I'd like to have 2 skills that are going to be dealing damage for me. Again, it's personal preference. I prefer the sniper turret and the striker drone to deal the damage. I think that's the way to go, in my opinion. But by all means, check it out with the Oxidiser Hive. It works brilliantly. It really does. Or Artificer, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, moving on. Mods. Simply damage. You got to have damage on there somewhere, guys. Extra sniper ammo, and that's key for me, especially in legendary content. You need as much ammo as possible to deal as much damage as possible. So this is the way to go on this particular mod slot. And then you have a nice max 7.5% skill haste, which is tasty. Now, guys, let's go through the stats. And finally, guys, again, don't worry too much about your weapon damage. Don't worry about that. That's not what we do in the work for you. Yeah, it will buff your skills, and that's the key. That is definitely the key to, again, increasing your damage output against NPCs. So definitely bear that in mind. But still, you are shooting marshmallows. So please don't think you're going to crush NPCs with your primary weapon, because that will not be the case. The skills are there to do the majority of the work for you. One trick I would say and would suggest with the sniper turret is aim for the head. Aim for the head, I feel, is the best option. And for me, personally, what I do is I assign the sniper turret as my RB, my right bumper. Why is that? Because I can aim with my left trigger and then shoot with my R bumper. It works so much easier for me rather than the left trigger and the left bumper, which is a little bit fiddly. So for me, that's the way I play it on Xbox One. So guys, again, don't worry too much about the weapon damage. That's not what this build is about. It's all about the skills. So skill haste is, again, 500%. Again, guys, I have not disabled the skill haste in the lovely range, which is, it is what it is. Let's go through that now. Let's try and switch this to see if we can get this sorted. So let's disable it. Now, I'm betting this ain't going to work, but still, we will try. It don't work. So 4.2 seconds cooldown. Yes, still, will this work? No, it's not. So let's take a look at the skill haste again. See if it's there, 500%, and it is. So guys, this is my cooldown. It's good, isn't it? But no, it isn't. No, my skill haste is not that amount. It's by far not that amount, but still, the skill haste on the build is decent. My sniper turret cooldown is around about 11 seconds. My striker drone cooldown is around about 14-15 seconds. Maybe a second more, but still, good place to be. So let's have a look at damage, and I want to just show you this trick now, just to again to elevate it for you. We'll just choose a veteran enemy, just for again argument's sake. And then what I want to do is, again, we've got 10 meters there. Let's just pop this bad boy. Let's just start some damage. Let's just do that. That was some nice DPS right there. Okay, we'll try that again. And then just do a bit of damage there. You can see one shot of the head. Now let's make it a little bit harder. Let's go to Invulnerable Elite. Let's try that. Again, 10 meters away. So let's just start the damage output. And what you're going to do is aim for the head. You can see now the sniper turret will aim for the head. And there you go, there's 9.5 million damage. And again, I'm not shooting. You can see the damage output is tasty, and that's what you want. Now let's just slip to this bad boy. Get 9.5 million again, which is nice. Again, I can easily get over 11.5 million with this. This is the way I would go in any content, guys. The damage output is tasty. It really works dividends to have this on your build. Guys, this is the build. It's great. It really is. Solo, heroic, whatever suits your need. Even legendary content. It's a really good viable option. Trust me, tried it, cleared many missions with it. So guys, hope you enjoyed the build, hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.